up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. Today, we have someone that's a returning guest. Yes, Harry's back. Why, Harry? It's Harry Bauer.
Hey, Al.
Along with Elizabeth Klein. These are the creative minds. You know, we got the creative mind. This, Invisible Girl, right?
Yes.
Oh, shit, from the Fantastic Four audio drama on YouTube, which is hella fun. I mean, they're going to be dropping the finale of the epic Annihilus story. I mean, even Al Mega has a little guest bit in that. Yeah. So thanks for joining us today. And it's not just you guys. We actually got the whole squad up over here.
That's
the only
right.
one person is Herbie. All right. So let's bring him up. We got Invisible Girl's brother, the one and only Johnny Storm, Mr. Anthony Torres. What's going on?
Not much, thank you very much. I promise I am not an android right now, so it's okay.
And we got the voice of Mr. Richard himself, the genius that gets into trouble all the time, Mr. Chris Matthews.
Hey, Al, thank you so much for having me on this. This is awesome, man.
Thanks for coming on, brother. And of course, we have the one and only Brooklyn's favorite son, the one and only The Thing, Greg Harden.
Hey there, how you doing? Good to see you.
This is awesome. What's up, family? The ultimate family here, Marvel's first family. I got to see the finale of the story. Kudos! I can't wait till people lay eyes on this baby. Fantastic job, guys. You've all been wonderful throughout the show. I've been digging it every Tuesday, and I see that other people are finally catching on, so good on them. That means they're part of the cool kids. So what's up? And this is a super-sized, double-sized episode. What's going on, man? Because I know we had a skip week, right? That you left me bored for 1 week.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was a lot to pack into this one. So, I mean, this is a double-sized episode. There are more actors involved in this than any other episode, and not even twice as much, like 3 times as many actors were involved as this. So it was a lot to pack in. So I just needed a little extra time to knock this one out. I tried to pace them out so they all come through. But Al, it was awesome to have you be part of this. I mean, your enthusiasm for the show was greatly appreciated when you had me on previously. And I just couldn't help but like pull you in. I loved it. And you did such a great job. It was awesome having you do a little cameo in this one.
It was an honor. Finally, somebody popped my cherry doing something. So thank you.
Hey, you're our secret weapon, Al. Come on.
Thank you, guys. So, I want to ask the cast, since I haven't had you guys on previously, of course. I mean, how do you guys, dig into the characters? Were you guys fans? And let's start with, the Invisible Woman.
Sure. Well, I Harry here, his enthusiasm is infectious, for sure. But I really, as a background in theater and film acting, I wanted to tackle this as any other project and really make her a real person. And then I got roped into the story, and it became quite a fantastic tale. And it was a lot of fun to show like a little bit of personality to Sue and to, kind of like become part of the team. I really enjoyed it.
Excellent. I mean, what about you, Thing? Because I know I was joking with you before the cameras came on. I was really expecting this brolic dude looking like Greg. And I get Greg. I said, "Wow, he's the Thing, dude." Where do you think? Where's that Brooklyn accent coming from?
Oh man, I've been doing accents all my life. Like since I was a little kid, I just tried to like a minor bird. I'll pass people in the street, and someone will be like, "Hey, give me the keys, honey," and I'll be like, "Hey, give me the keys, honey." I've just been doing that since I was a little kid. I love overheard conversations. I love being around lots of different people and hearing their accents and trying to do them. And when I was younger, I used to do like any accent I could think of. But now, it's super un-PC to do ethnic accents and stuff like that. Yeah. So when something comes along as a character voice, and it's it's in New York, it's kind of a New York accent, it's like right up my alley. I love doing stuff like that. I love doing character voices.
Thank God he wasn't from Boston, because that's the worst accent in the world.
That's actually where I'm from. That's actually where I'm from. I'm from Hamilton, Mass. When I was growing up, everyone was always like, "How come you know the accent?" And not everyone in Massachusetts has the accent. Our town didn't have it.
That's true. Good family there.
Birds, apparently.
Tommy Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time.
You know what? So this bastard, I moved to Florida just to get away from them, and then he follows me here and wins. I cannot get away from Brady. Damn it!
He brought you a title. You should be grateful.
You know what? Listen, I'll admit it. I bleed blue. I'm a Giants fan. Yeah, call me a masochist because I know we've been having horrible seasons.
No, you got two. You got two against Brady. You got the only.
Oh yeah, well of course, yeah. That's something I'm always proud of. Of course.
Two dagger Super Bowls, too. The worst losses they've ever had. All
right, let me dig into Mr. Johnny Storm. You know, where do you dig into your hot-headedness to become Johnny?
I've been a huge fan of. I've always been a Marvel guy, and what's one of the things that Harry and I used to talk about all the time are comic books. So when he said, "Hey, you want to play?" I'm like, done. That's it right there. And it was Johnny Storm. It's like, do I get to say Flame On? Do I get to say Flame On? And that was it right there. So I grew up reading the Fantastic Four. They're fantastic. They make my day, and just doing this every day is just a pleasure. It's like, I get to be Johnny Storm. I get to say all this cool stuff. And that's it right there. So yeah, but that's one of the cool things about Harry is that we really bonded over comics for years and years and years and years, going into like a whole bunch of stuff. And we used to play Hero Clicks back in the day as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now that's really nerdy.
Oh,
we're going deep.
Yeah, Al, we can go deeper if you want to. Let's not bring up Alpha Flight, because Harry and I will go back and forth on Alpha Flight. Yep.
Oh, really?
I'm a deep Alpha Flight lover, and Turnus would always razz me saying Alpha Flight is lame, and they're always going to get destroyed.
They're not lame. They're just the GoBots X-Men right there. Okay?
That's a bad burn there, for real.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Yeah,
I gotta ask Chris right here. The one, he looks like he got the hairstyle and all. How do you dig into to being Mr. Fantastic?
Hey, I don't have to know what he's saying. I'm not as smart as Mr. Fantastic. I just need to make it sound like I know what he's saying. That's really the whole ins and outs of Mr. Fantastic. But Harry and I were talking about that, and I get so tired of Mr. Fantastic being this like kind of milquetoast, bland guy that he keeps on getting portrayed at. I kind of see him as this, he's the leader of the team. He should be a little tough. He should be a bunch of things. I'd like to make him a little bit more arrogant, which maybe will come off if we do any more of these, because he really is that, as you well know. But it's been so much fun. So much fun.
Great. No, you guys all do a great job of capturing, and I'm happy, John. So Johnny Storm over here, Anthony is a fan. So Chris, were you a fan of the comics, or you just, just spoke with Harry and, you just say, I'm in?
Oh yeah. I mean, he asked me and it was just like Anthony. I mean, it took 2 seconds. I didn't even ask who was I? I don't care. I was like, yeah, you bet. You want me? Great. But I'm maybe the oldest one here, and so I grew up with the really good old school stuff. So, and I was
motion comics, the Fantastic Four cartoon that was actually a motion comic.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And I mean, I grew up in the 70s, man. So it's such a change from then to now. I mean, when you watch like the old TV Spider-Mans and Fantastic Four and stuff like that, it is just night and day. But it's like a fan's dream come true.
Right now, well, for those that appreciate it, like you and I, obviously there's a lot of people that still complain, not understanding where we come from. So that's Spider-Man. I always find that amusing. He's on the rooftop. No one is there yet. He's going mad slow, looking around. You would think it's a Zack Snyder film, with the slow-mo.
Spider-Man needs 300. That would not be a good mix right there.
You know what, folks? We're talking about, the awesomeness of this, and Harry was nice enough to give us a little preview scene. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and dig into this right now. Check it out.
We're hitting the outer reaches of the dimensional interface. If we get any closer, this ride can get real rough, as in terminal.
Read. This interface is our only way back.
And without the access tunnel to transfer us from antimatter to matter, if we try to get home that way, the second we touch Earth's atmosphere, we buy the farm for good. Face it, Stretcho. This time your highfalutin scientific ideals landed us right in the fire.
Ben, please keep your usual comments to yourself. With my mind still in the psionic matrix of the alien ship, one fleeting thought and I could inadvertently fire the ship's weapons and blast you into atoms.
Hey, was that a threat?
Far from it, old friend. We are undeniably in dire straits. But I beg you to keep a cool head until I can calculate some way to alleviate the situation. Perfect. While this asteroid carried us closer to the interface, I had the ship construct a portable long-range scanner.
Reed, you're being vague again, but I can tell you're planning something. Something dangerous.
Given our current situation, dangerous is a relative term at best. But, yes, you're quite right.
Hey, look out! We stayed out of the annihilation zone, but we're becoming quite a target here. No worries. I'm on the job. Flame on!
Johnny, no!
Save your breath, pal! He's too busy being a hero again!
Shaboom! Scratch one big bad asteroid.
I was afraid of this. The rock here is far more friable.
Don't get technical, big brain! Just say we're gonna get scorched!
Oh, for shame, boys. A trivial little lava shower? I've got this.
Perfect, Sue. Your force field stopped the deluge.
I don't care how many times she does it. I ain't ever gonna get used to that.
That's because you're a worrywart. Always have been, always will be.
Spare me the analysis, hotshot. There wouldn't have been anything to worry about if you weren't showing off.
Ben's right. You must remember not to treat events in the negative zone as if they have the same cause and effect ratio as in our universe. Now, back to my original plan.
You're going ahead? Oh, Reed, surely the ship's scanners...
Lose almost all their efficiency close to the dimensional interface. But this is the only hope of finding a path home.
I realize that, but you can be careless when engrossed in a problem.
I'll be careful, Sue. Don't worry.
That is awesome sauce. I cannot wait till folks can land eyes. And again, you guys, just the voice acting is so much fun. Like just that scene with the thing, you were all in it. You know, you were emotional. I mean, and again, you guys don't even do this in the same room, right? Not being able, correct? Wow.
No, and that's one really cool thing about it. I mean, like Greg is a friend from Chicago, but he moved away. How long has it been now, Greg, that you made your move?
Yeah, it's been about a year and a half. We're north of Nashville right now.
Right, and so like this is the first time I've seen Greg's face like live, other than like photos on Facebook. We've been interacting like on a regular basis all the time, so it's great to connect on this way. But it's been an awesome opportunity across the board with lots of actors, lots of places, getting to pull people in that I either haven't had a chance to work with in a while or have never had a chance to work with. So that's been really, really cool and a really awesome experience.
But I think it says something to Harry's casting as well, because I think that the voices really mesh well together. So I feel confident when I'm recording my lines by myself. I kind of know that it's still going to be a really good fit for everybody in our four, because we're paired really well together. And that was a really good thing for him.
Yeah, I definitely love this team. I mean, they are, for me, the perfect Fantastic Four. I mean, they've done a phenomenal job from top to where we are and going beyond as we do more episodes. And so to know what we do, we record like about 3 different takes, sometimes more for each line. And then I look at what meshes best together between all the lines and then fit it together. And then we go back and do re-records if something doesn't quite fit. But it's been a really good experience. It's gone very smoothly, and it's just been great.
Have you felt that you've learned a lot on the editing side, having to, do it this way?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, and it's definitely, it's been a learning curve. I mean, I've done editing with other things, but doing this has been a unique experience. So I have had to, I've learned things along the way about my approach to it. And I feel like the videos have gotten stronger and stronger as I've gone on, and looking forward to doing more.
All right, so let me ask you guys now, Greg, Chris, Anthony, how is it, to work this way now, virtually and having to record it? Is this something you're used to, something you've done before, or is this all like new to you and Did you find it amazing, or do you find it, I want to get back to a real studio?
I've done like voice recording for games and stuff like that before, just like small time stuff. But this has so much fun to it. It has such a wonderful like wow factor of it as well. And also when we get like asked to re-record stuff, Harry gives such amazing detail when it comes to that you instantly know exactly what he wants every single time. Just reading is like, oh, perfect, and then just put it down, and it's done, and it's great, and it's such an amazing time working together. And this project is so great because this all came together during the pandemic when we really didn't have a creative outlet. Especially I didn't have a creative outlet, so this kind of gave me hope. And it's like, I get to record the Fantastic Four today. This is going to be a great day. So yeah.
What's funny is that, like, I've known Anthony since 2003. I did theater with him. We did this where I met him. I did this, this crazy comedy theater show. So I know him really well, and I know his voice, and I know his personality. But like when I hear him do the Human Torch, like, I can't tell it's him. Honestly, I really freaking can, it's bizarre. The first episode, I was like, "Oh, who's the Human Torch?" And then I got to the end, I was like, "No freaking way, dude!" It was Torch. And I still, like, we watched that 2-minute clip, and I was like, I still can't tell it's him, and I freaking know it's him. So like, it's pretty impressive. I think everyone does great work, and like Chris really captures this kind of like, like, he has this kind of like boyhood adventure story narrator feel. I'm like, he is really captures like the old fun like comics, like come to life. Like, I feel like he's just got this really like awesome sensibility about taking this back to its heyday. When these were like how kids interacted with comics, and like they would do these little specials and stuff like that on TV. Yeah, he's really nailed that, I think. So it's just super fun to hear these people work.
Yeah, these guys are amazing. I mean, I go way back with Harry and Elizabeth before they were even married couple. I've known Tony for a long time, but we haven't done a whole lot together. I don't even know Greg hardly at all.
Yeah, I know.
And it just gels. I mean, it just fits together, I mean, and it's not work at all. There's no work to it. It's super fun all the time, and everybody's doing so great. I mean, the first time I heard everybody, I felt the same way as Greg. I was like, oh my God, where did you find these people? I can't believe this is just how I picture it in my head. Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah. And I have to say, I have the privilege of being able to hear some of the drafts or some of the takes. Like sometimes I'll hear Harry's received a recording and he's like chortling in the other room and he's like, you've got to come hear this. And so I'll hear some of the other takes too. And I know Greg has actually been so fast at getting his lines in. He's like, bam,
the lightning
done.
Superstar always gets it done ahead of everybody.
And like, I live with him, and I'm usually the slowest.
That's why.
But it's really fun. I mean, I think that as a whole, like the voices, not even just of the four of us, but for the rest of the ensemble, all the characters that come in and out, everybody is really cast to perfection. I mean, I've got to, point out, because I just watched the final one, is in particular, of course, our friend Brian, who's Thor, is outstanding. Yeah. And there's a lot of people who are just at that same level. It's a really fun project. I think a lot of actors and artists really wanted to be a part of it, in part because, the pandemic, it's limited all of us, and we all need to have something creatively. But I think it's also just a creative thing in its own right. I mean, I'm very proud of you for doing this.
There we go.
I think it's just been infectious fun too. I think we're having a really good time with it, and you can sense that and you can feel it. And so when other fellow actors and artists have like watched or checked it out, they feel the fun too, and they went on get in on it. And so that's been great, having a lot of people join in. And we're going to keep going for a little bit, because we've got one episode after this, and that was going to stop there. But I've got a great Dr. Doom lined up, and a great Silver Surfer, and a great Tyros the Terrible. So we're going to be doing 258, 259, and 260, and it's going to be a great time.
Oh man, I can't wait, folks. I mean, for real, thank you, because this has been actually really entertaining for me to have something to watch and look forward to on a Tuesday. Taking it back old school. It drops at 9 a.m. So Tuesday morning cartoons on my cereal before work. After 9, luckily, yay! So I get to enjoy it.
Nice.
So you guys are doing fantastic. I really dig it. That's the first thing I look for on YouTube on a Tuesday. Honest to God. Not even my own channel. Say, Harry, is it live yet? All right, damn. All right, let me.
It's funny. Like it's funny. I didn't even think about this when we were talking to Harry about, like we're going back and forth over like Facebook Messenger or whatever about, getting the lines out and what episode is next. And at one point he was like, yeah, I'm working on the next one. It's pretty painstaking to take all the talk and thought bubbles out. And then all of a sudden it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, this guy has to scrub the freaking comics. I was like, this is why it takes so long. I'm like, he has to scrub the comics of all stuff but keep the images and not have like these. I'm like, I still don't know how you do it, man. But after I realized that, I was like, this is a colossal effort. I don't know how the heck you do this and make the zoom in on stuff and zoom out. It's got to be a ton of work.
I just have to squeeze in more time when I can get it to do it, like every way. And it's funny, like for the first episode, like I used tricks of like kind of blurring parts of the image to pull it over and cover certain things. But like I saw the imperfections of that from the first episode. And so I've I will wipe out what's there in Photoshop and I will redraw that portion of the panel to kind of match Byrne's style and fill it in. So I get more meticulous now than I did at the beginning, but I've also sped up after doing it for a while. Like I've got little tricks and stuff that I go through to help fill it in. But it's worth it. I mean, like, I think like in the next issue, like I spent like days and days, there's a 2-page spread in 257 of Galactus looking out at the universe. And there's like 2 inset panels inside it that I could have just kept the camera above those and just redid the art above. But I love the scope of the pages so much that I just redid everything. So I pulled out those panels and I did all the art that filled in. So it's like the whole thing.
It looks awesome.
And I think that's the really cool thing about Harry being at the helm of this. He knows how you're supposed to read a comic book. So he knows how your eye is supposed to flow. And it really gives you the feel of that, like, picking up a comic book from the 80s and just reading through it. And I think that was one of the first things I told him when he's like, here's the rough cut. I'm like, wow, this just really flows. And you really know what to look at next. And it gives you that nostalgia of picking up a book. You get that smell in your nose of that, of that old comic book in your hand. And it's just a beautiful thing.
Harry's put a lot of work into it. I'm pretty sure Elizabeth probably wants to file a missing person report. Harry,
that's not so far from the truth. There's a lot of time being spent. Yeah, for sure. Especially not just the art, but I mean, you've had a background in, having your own comic in college and drawing as well, and close ties to the comic book industry. So I'm not at all surprised that you love going into the minutia of detail, but it is a really funny thing sometimes. So I'll be like, where did Harry go? And then he's on the computer, gets up early, stays up late, that sort of thing. But it's been a really great learning experience, I think, for you and for all of us. I mean, for me, I hadn't done a lot of voiceover work, but I've always loved character work and stories, and so this has really been inspiring to try and kind of like keep this going, because I think it's a lot of fun. It's so much fun to just sort of become Sue and have the banter and so because of that, I'm glad we've gone forward.
Read Sue really well, very strong woman. You could tell, you do a great job with it. So you capture what Sue is, because everybody knows Marvel that Sue's definitely one of the top-notch female contenders.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's funny because reading the original script, I mean, there were moments where I was like, why is she saying that? And I'm like, oh, that's because of when this was written. So sometimes the phrasing's a little bit dated, but we've changed some things a little bit here.
A friend of mine found an interesting panel of Johnny Storm saying something about how Namor is back in his trunks, and you know what? He doesn't look bad. I'm just saying. I'm like, Johnny's saying this? What are your feelings on Namor, Anthony?
Don't mess with Atlanteans. Yeah, never does any good when you mess with Atlanteans. It's just bad all around. Yep. They walk up into Manhattan. They want to own the place, and they will take it from you. Yep. That's
Chris, let me ask you: is there any particular actor or example where you pull your Reed Richards from specifically? That's good. Grab him somewhere. Again, you have this way with him.
Yeah, I think what Anthony said, you're and Greg said, going back to that excitement of reading the comics is a part of it. But then when I was talking to Harry, I mentioned, I don't know how many of you know this or how many of your viewers will know it, but if you go back to like the 60s and that kind of style that was coming through the TV, and you had like Johnny Quest. So I always pictured like Reed Richards as being, one of the main characters in Johnny Quest, being this kind of action guy, not this like, he's just a big egghead, but like he's got something more to him.
Yeah. There you go.
It's so funny. That's like exactly what I hear when you read that, man. It's like exactly. I was trying to, verbalize it, but it just, it has like a timeless like throwback quality to it. It's really cool.
Yeah, Race from Johnny Quest.
Race Bannon, man.
That's right.
I'm probably the same age as you, man. I'm 49. Like I was born in 71. So
you're a pup.
Well, look how Reed talks to the thing. My gosh.
Totally, man.
So Harry, how'd you enjoy? Because you're a nihilist in this, right?
Yes.
So how was it? Did you feel in your role of a nihilist in this storyline that you get your way, or?
It's funny because this all started because I wanted to be a nihilist. I actually, when I was first putting the idea together, I was thinking about, I had done some little content on YouTube where I did, some narration, a bunch of different voices for things. And I thought about like, maybe I'll take this and do like all the voices myself and like have Elizabeth do the female voices and I'll do all the male voices. And then as I started to experiment with voice, I'm like, I can't do some of these voices. And then I'm like, well, I'm just going to pull in a full cast. But I already had my eye on a nihilist. So that was like, I'm sticking with that. I love playing the bad guys. In fact, I wanted to play Dr. Doom. I was thinking about it. And Chris knows that because I was mulling that around. But I was like, you know what? I want to have a new voice come in. And the guy that I got is wonderful. Really? And so I thought, I'm just going to pass the ball for a little bit. And I'll come back and hit something later. Because, it's been a great time. So I have a feeling I'll be doing a little bit more of this.
Excellent. I'm wondering who already you got for Galactus, and I hope he sounds like Mickey Mouse or something. That'd be hysterical.
Galactus is in this one. We've got him in there. He's on in a short cameo in this one.
That's why I mentioned teasing there. Awesome stuff. There's full of a lot of goodness here. There's a lot of characters in it. As soon as you open, there's obviously a hot character that opens up the story. From WandaVision, as we all know, what's his name? Captain Marvel.
Monica Rambeau.
Monica Rambeau, Photon or Spectrum, right? Because she has so many names.
And Photon, yep.
Yeah.
So, you see that opening, you see the old school art, you see the Avengers, you get, it's really hot, and kind of reminiscent of WandaVision with this wall that they got to go through. So the story's kind of crazy.
It kind of aligns. It does.
Yeah. I saw the wall. I said, wait a minute. And then I see Spectrum trying to fight through the wall. I said, wait a minute. Did I watch this somewhere?
Westfield. It's Westfield part 1, the original.
The original Westfield.
Yeah, original Westfield.
I can't wait. So when are you dropping this? Is it going to be a Tuesday show or a Thursday show? Because I know you guys were debating.
It's going to be tomorrow. So tomorrow it'll be 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. And then doing the math, it's going to be 6 a.m. Pacific, I guess. Yep. And so it'll hit tomorrow morning, and then it'll be out there. And then I had backlogged these videos. We've been working for a while, and I was kind of like building them up so I could release them relatively quickly. And so now we're doing them in real time. So I'm going to keep doing them, but it's probably going to be like about anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks before each subsequent one comes out. But we'll do 257, 258, 259, 260, and who knows, maybe beyond, because the trial of Reed Richards is issue 262, and John Byrne has actually been watching the videos. So I might build up to ask him if he'll play himself.
Awesome.
Do it. Oh, we will love it. Petition. Folks, petition. Harry got to get John. Come on, man. Harry wants John. Harry wants John. Come on, we got to do this. See that? And you are doing amazing work. Definitely is a great homage to Byrne's work. I mean, a great homage to Fantastic Four. Your fandom really shows all of you. Again, I really love the Things voice. Again, I'm an OG Brooklyn boy, so thanks for pulling off a great thing, bro. It's great. I want to definitely see more. Actually, I would love to see a very animated feature happen one day. Get some animated. It's not an OG.
Right.
Animated fan film with you guys.
Harry doesn't have enough work, right?
Yeah. All right, animators, seek me out. Don't seek me out.
Yeah, right now, if Harry takes that over, Elizabeth would never see him again.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
He really is in the Baxter building. Where's Franklin? Who knows?
Right.
It's like a negative zone, Harry.
Yeah.
Everybody, let our fans know where they could actually hang out with you, follow you guys, keep up to date on anything and everything you guys do. Because again, you guys are an amazing cast, an amazing group of people. I can't say even enough nice words about you guys, because you guys have kept me entertained, and it just breaks my heart right now. You're gonna keep me waiting so long in between.
Yeah, I know it takes a little time, but there'll be more content coming. And we'll see where it goes after this. I've got some other things in mind, and definitely, regardless of what I'm doing, I love this core cast, so I will be asking them to do more for me, no matter what it is, for sure.
Greg, yes. What you do, bro? You got to, do the art, remove stuff. You got to edit the audio edit. I mean, I cannot imagine the amount of work behind that. So, a shout out, bro. Work. Good stuff, bro, for real. Man.
Thanks, Al. Thank you.
All right, guys. Let them know. What can they follow? Let's start with the lovely couple, Harry and Elizabeth. What can they follow you guys?
Well, the best thing is to go to YouTube and look up Harry Bauer or Fantastic Four Audio Comics. And then you can find the playlist on YouTube and subscribe to the channel and keep watching the content. You can also follow me on Instagram. I wish I knew my name off the top of my head, but I think it's at HLBauer3, I think, is my tag on Instagram. But the cool thing about Instagram is I haven't done it in a while, but I show my art process for making the videos. So I show like me working on the art when they're in the middle of process.
That's something I definitely want to have you back on for, just show process, because again, you're astounding me. And again, even the way, again, how Greg said is like, damn, when you put everything together, that's an extreme amount of time, and I respect that, because I know I put an extreme amount of time into what I do for my site. So you have like a quadruple workload, my God.
Well, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm at LizTKL. But I also am on Twitter with eKleine. And yeah, I mean, I'll post certain things there. I incidentally, just will be posting more as we do more recordings. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Do it. Let people know, because these are who you guys are. And Anthony, because I also didn't want to mention. Everybody's on the money. I would never think that that's you, because your Johnny voice sounds so young.
Really? Thank you.
It's like the Paul Rick thing. I thought he was a diesel brolic dude, and he comes a skinny tall dude instead. Here I'm picturing a teenage kid, and I'm seeing somebody that that shaves to hide what I have here.
That was one of the things. Like, I got to be Johnny Storm. Okay, how do I lighten up my voice a little bit and kind of like take some years off of it, take a little of the gruffness out of it? But yeah, thank you very much. That means a lot. You can catch me through Fantastic Four Audio Comics as well, and go to Harry's YouTube page. And I'm at Instagram at, one second, hold on. I'm signing up for Instagram right now.
He's looking me up. I am HL Bauer 3. I was correct. Just to confirm.
Yeah, exactly.
One sign up for Twitter, one sign up for Instagram.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, but look for Anthony Turnus or AJ Turnus at Instagram. I got it. All right, at AJ Turnus. So, yeah,
folks, when you have 40 plus people, 40 plus year olds, trying to figure out our damn handles.
Well, I'm also a teacher by day, so I don't want to give out like personal social media stuff for like school and stuff like that. So I got to maintain a double life here. So I get the real. Yep,
he really is Johnny Storm here. He really is.
Exactly. So yeah, at AJ Turnus for follow me at Instagram. Fantastic.
How well Chris does. Chris, do you know your handle?
Man, I don't want to be all Ron Swanson, but you can't follow me at all. That's all I am. But yeah, go to Harry's site, and Harry's kind of dragging me out of retirement a little bit.
He's off the grid.
Yeah, maybe I'll get something back up there soon. We'll see.
That's good. Actually, that means you live a very peaceful life. No wonder you have so much hair. Very good. And what about you, Greg, man? Where can we follow Brooklyn's favorite son?
You can't follow me. I'm in the hills of Nashville. I did theater for like 25 years, and then when my son was born, I pretty much stopped doing all that stuff. And I have a son and a daughter, so I don't really do any of that stuff. That's why projects like this are like a delight. I can get a little taste of the old life, and I'll do an occasional movie here or there. I did some horror movie that it's coming out in October or something like that. But yeah, for the most part, I'm a writer. I'm a tech writer for my job, and then I write plays on the side and I send them out. One of them's getting done in Sydney, Australia, in a couple of weeks. They're recapping it. So yeah, I send them out sometimes, and sometimes someone does it, and they'll send me back a little video from somewhere in the world where they did the thing. It's just neat. It's cool to see it, and it just keeps my toe in the business a little bit.
Excellent. These guys sound like gangsters at the bottom. So, man, I wasn't gonna do this anymore, but hey.
I know, yeah. Dragging me back,
Johnny back in.
And what Greg said, I just want to dab my toe, little taste of the life. You know what I mean? It's like, I want to go whack some guys, and then
It's like the Godfather. The guy was like, I just want to wet my beak a little. Wet my beak.
You guys are an amazing crew with amazing energy, truly talented. And again, folks, tune in tomorrow at 9. Look up Fantastic Four Audio Comics on YouTube. Harry Bauer, it's at 9 a.m. And you're gonna hear Mr. Al Vega's voiceover debut.
Yes. Yeah.
I can't wait. So, guys, have a blessed night. Thank you for tuning in. You guys are amazing. And of course, to you fans, thanks for watching. Make sure to comment, make sure to follow Harry's channel, make sure to look for the people at the top, people at the bottom are off the grid. Forget about it. You're not getting it. And with that, I'm Omega. Hasta la próxima, mi gente. Much love.
Bye.
Thank you. We hope you've enjoyed this Comic Crusaders production. For real-time news on all things pop culture, please feel free to follow us on social media. For articles, original content, merchandise, and more, please go to www.comiccrusaders.com. Also follow along with all of the websites of the Comic Crusaders family. As always, if you like this content, please click like and subscribe to the Comic Crusaders YouTube channel.